I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week, like T2I TV on Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV, we engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Step Out Youth Impact Zone, and tonight is also an opportunity to interview young people on the continent of Africa. That is young people that against all odds are doing exceptionally well. They are working against the tide upon all the challenges on the continent. They are saying no. They are not taking no for an answer, but they are really driven. And even those in the diaspora as well. So this is an amazing opportunity. Step Out Youth Impact Zone is dedicated for young people. That is young people on the continent of Africa and in the diaspora. And the mission is to cause them to share knowledge, cause them to share their stories, and also to inspire other young people that if they can do it, then they can also do it. And that is what the Step Out Youth Impact Zone is all about. And this is Oscar Bimpong, your regular host of the Step Out shows. And tonight we have got a very powerful discussion. My two young people are really, they are seated. And before I go to them, I just want to mention a few of our sponsors. This program is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy. That is your business training and consulting firm. They also work with students in relation to their personal development in second cycle institutions, colleges, and universities. If you need Train to Inspire Consultancy for your personal development, for your business training in relation to business startup, business development, and strategically positioning yourself in the marketplace, then what you need is Train to Inspire Consultancy. Then also ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. ZPay just launched their USSD code for mobile money, and that is *270#. Just dial it on your phone and register for ZPay mobile money. And we also want to congratulate ZPay for their new headquarters, ultra-modern headquarters that is being built in Accra. And they just really launched it, or they commissioned it. That was yesterday. And it was an amazing, very powerful edifice that really fits the modern style of doing business. We want to say, are you cool to all the ZPay team? And are you cool to the leadership of ZPay? It is opposite GIS. You can't miss it. Just mention GIS to a child and it will take you to ZPay headquarters. Thank you, ZPay, for really changing the narrative on the continent of Africa, and to Andrew Techapia, the man that is spearheading the whole army of ZPay. Thank you very much for being visionary. So yes, if you want to contact any of our sponsors, Their contact details are scrolling on the screen. Take them and contact them. Also, if you want to really support what we are doing, take the number for T2I TV UK or Train to Inspire Consultancy. Also, if you really want to sponsor any of our shows, take the same number, contact us, and we are going to talk to you. Now, who do I have on the hot seat? Time is already fast spent. Let us get our guests for them to really come and tell us what they have for us today. All right, so my guests are well seated. They are around now and they are here for business. My guests, they are not new on the show. Now, all those that have been on the show for the last, since the inception of T2I TV UK, all those that have been on the show, they have been mentored on a WhatsApp group, and we have dedicated the last month for all those that have been on the show already to come and share knowledge-based discussion that concerns the youth and how we can change the narrative on a continent. And tonight, I have got two of them seated. They've already been on the show, but this is their second time of coming on the show. And who are they? The one in the top, the young man. He is the founder and executive director of National Academy of Students Achievement Awards. He is based in Ghana, and he is in the person of Rifath Yakub Abubakar. Please welcome to Step Out Youth Impact Zone, and you are live on T2I TV UK.
All right, thank you, Mr. Oscar. Thank you.
Wow, it's been a long time. I hope everything is fine.
Yeah, we are managing all this well. Once we are live,
Thank you very much.
Everything is possible.
Yes. And the lady seated beneath on the screen of Rifath, she is the CEO of Mega Key Consulting. She is coming all the way from the Gambia, and our man is coming all the way from Ghana, and she is in a person of joy in Nwamah. Please welcome to Step Out Youth Impact Zone, and you are live on T2I TV UK. We can't hear what you are saying. Can you please, we find it difficult to hear you.
Oscar, and thank you, my Ghanaian counterparts. We look forward to learning on our side from the Gambia and as well sharing knowledge as well from
yes.
Ghanaian
Our
counterparts.
topic for discussion is a very powerful topic, and that is the role of women in the socio-political development of Africa. Why did you guys choose the socio-political development of Africa, not any other topic? Can I come to join?
Thank you very much. Why the topic? I think is eminent to discuss about socio-political. Looking at the definition of political, where it talks about or relates to the government or public affairs of a country, specifically Africa as a continent, and you look at the social aspect of it, which relates to the society that we live in or organizations. And it becomes very interesting to talk about these topics because as Africans, we need to focus on our political perspective. We've often ranted about issues that affect our social well-being, our mental state, and all of those are part of societal problems, societal changes. So going forward, we feel that it's eminent to really discuss about it and know how we could bring solutions to the problem and not just mention problems.
Wow. Do you think women are ready to lead? Do you think women are ready to lead, Joy? Joy, you've been muting yourself. Hello, Joy, you've been muting yourself. So you have to unmute yourself before you speak. We can't hear you. Yes?
Okay. I'm saying we're 100% ready to lead. I mean, look at Tanzania, a country like Tanzania. The unprecedented event happened in Tanzania, and fortunately, we have the latest president of Tanzania being a female president. I mean, they said beside every successful man is a woman, and she has proven to be one of the first commanding chief of the army or armed forces in African continent. This goes far beyond to show that Africans were ready. Liberia, who had her former president to be a female, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and a couple of others that are aspiring. In the Gambia, we have a couple of vice presidents. From the Second Republic, we had Dr. Aisha Tujai Sedi, and then the Second Republic, we had Madam Tambajang, and then again another vice president in the name of Dr. Aisha Tuture, which shows that women are definitely willing to lead our continent and transforming it to the Africa we definitely want.
Wow, wow, wow. Mr. Rifath, do you think women are being given a fair chance to lead on the continent?
Truth be told, not only on this continent, women have been cheated for a long period. Women have not been given the opportunity. Men have always have the idea and the knowledge that they have to be taking decision for women, which has brought us this challenge that we are all finding a solution to. And the solution is not far from us. All we have to do is to go back to where we started wrong. That is where we left women behind. We have to bring them in, and then collectively we can solve the problem that we are all crying about today. And so men have not given women the opportunity. But for now, the fight is getting a result.
But why do you think men are not giving the women opportunity? Is it that women are not up to the task? Is it that they don't have the right skill set? Is it that they don't have the right knowledge? What actually is really preventing that?
You see, this challenge boils to history, where man perceives himself as superior to woman. And for that, every decision that must affect the public, women are excluded from. And so it is a past history that has revolved time to time. So it is not the fact that women don't have the capacity or the intelligence to lead or to do what man can do, but it is a situation where man has created such institution to prevent them. Having said that, women have the quality, the skill, the knowledge, the competence that men are claiming equally to lead and lead even better. COVID recently has come to justify this. In most of the countries that are led by women, the results are there. The fact is there. They have done more powerful, more tremendous work than even the men who claim they are more intelligent and superior to the women.
That really strikes a chord. But do you think women are better leaders than men? Joy. Joy, you need to unmute yourself first before you talk, please.
I would say it's like a
We can't hear what you are saying, Joy.
We're like in an equilibrium. You cannot say A is better than B because what's significant is the knowledge, the impact. You have to be impact driven. Are you working towards the vision, mission, objective? Hello, can you hear me?
No, we can't, please.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can't, please. I don't know.
Hello? Okay. I am saying.
Yes, Rifath. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, do you think women are better leaders than men?
So just as Joy tried to say that we are in a state of equality, we cannot say women are better off men or vice versa. The point is, in decision making, the end result is effect. And so when we are making decision, we do not have to isolate some people that the decision is going to have an effect on, because we don't know the kind of feelings, the interests, and the likes that they have. So we have to admit them on the table of the decision making. And so that is where we are going to have a fair understanding of the decision that we are going to implement. And then at the end, it would be an equal benefit to all. And so the point or the argument that one, which is man, or two, which is woman, is better than the other, it doesn't hold water here. All we have to do is that, so far as we are going to make a decision, we should realize that whoever the decision is going to affect must be on the decision table. And so each and every one can bring out what they need, what they are feeling for, and what they desire for, rather than not going by what has been created long ago, that some group of people, which is the man, they have the intelligence to make decisions on behalf of some people, when they can equally be on the decision table, as I keep saying, to also make a beneficial decision for all. But now history has been made by these women, and we cannot throw it away. All we have to do now is to let go the past and then embrace a new norm, which is bringing women in everything that is collectively and affecting the public.
So let's look at this way. Who is supposed to give the women chance? Do they have to fight their way to the top? Or the men should hold their hands and say, look, we want to give you this opportunity? It's whose responsibility is to give the women the opportunity?
It is both parties' responsibility. Now the system has been created. I keep repeating, the system is such that men has dominated in the decision making and the leadership corridors. And so now it's two things. The women are fighting for themselves, and we have other or few men who are equally mentoring and then empowering women to equally find themselves in the decision corridors. And so it is both parties. They have to push themselves because they have the confidence, they have the knowledge, they have the skill. And so they have to push. When they relax, we will not know, or men will not know their capabilities. And so they have to push out, bring themselves at the forefront. And so we are going to recognize them and see what they can do and what they can contribute. So it is a both thing to do. They coming on board, and then the men also open up. Because one thing that is hindering the women is that even when they get the opportunities, because of the perception created in men's mind is that this place is not for women. And so deliberately, some of them tend to cripple the women, trying to influence the women in their rightful service.
Yeah. But there is a comment here by Nwamah Ellis, and she says men has to try and stop putting women leadership down because of their egos. Do you think there is a form of insecurity when it comes to women rising to the top, and because of that, that is the reason why men fight them?
Mr. Oscar, let's admit, if you deliberately do something against somebody's feel or right, we are human beings. Your conscience will tell you that any moment this person gets an opportunity, there would be a retaliation. So this is not something that has been created out of nowhere. We created this. And that is why it is hovering in our perception, in our thinking. And so it is not as if the women, when they attain this leadership position, it is going against women, men will. It won't go that way. It won't go that way. But because men has deliberately instituted such institution, preventing women, or some, not all men for that matter, some men trying to cripple and hinder the success and the growth of women, they have this fear in them that if the women reach at the top where men are, it would be a danger to them. But I don't see any danger in this.
Wow. Because it is quite interesting. For example, when you look at the corporate world now, women are equally good CEOs like the men. Now, do you think women themselves really support each other for them to really rise to the top compared to the men?
There is a common say that women are the deliberate hinders to themselves. When one of them is rising, the rest do not push, rather try to pull her backwards. I don't agree with that assertion. I do not. Because most of these women that have reached up there was pushed and mentored and empowered and supported by fellow women. A lot of women have employed women as their role model. And trust me, there's a lot of ongoing women empowerment projects that are led by women, supporting young women and supporting those who want to go into entrepreneurship, those who want to go into education, and all the remaining economic indicators. These are women that are supporting them. And so I don't see that the merit or the truth in that. For all we know, men too, we also have that kind of attitude where we tend to hinder the progress of another man. So it is something that is part of human beings. It is not just limited or found in women. It is found in every human being, be it a man or be it a woman. So that is not something we should take it seriously in the matter of discussing issues like this.
Welcome back, Joy. We had a bit of technical hitch over there, but she's back on the screen. And Joy, we're talking about, do you think women really support themselves, push themselves to the top, or do you think they are leaving that to the men to do that on their behalf?
Thank you very much. First, I'd like us to look at the literacy rates of female in some West African countries. A country like Ghana, we know that about 74% of women are literate in Ghana. And we have a country like Cape Verde, which 82% of the literacy rate is made up of women. And in Nigeria, we have 53% of the literacy rate being women. And Togo, we have 51% literacy rate being women. Now, this goes far beyond to show that African women are literate enough, are well nurtured. We're just not made to become housewives or homewives or homely people. Rather, we're ready to take up leadership positions because they say charity begins at home. And the moment that our men counterpart understand these activities, then we can proceed going forward. Now, coming back to your question, which is, do I think that women are supportive of each other, or do they leave everything to the man? I mean, in most part of Africa, we are getting to learn how to be more or better supportive. But one thing I've also observed amongst women is we really do not truthfully support one another. I mean, my male counterpart here, Rifath, mentioned about some projects that have been carried out by women. Now, some of these women will see highly competent fellow women that can really run part of the project, but they don't support that woman. Rather, they see that woman as a threat instead of seeing that person as a support system. This is why women cannot ascend to the cadre of leadership. We are our own problems. Yes, men play a significant role towards us, spying up to top level management positions. At the same time, we have responsibilities to play because We must defend our fellow women out there. We must be the voices of the voiceless because we have the opportunity that many other females out there do not have. It depends on how we position ourselves. It depends on how we articulate ourselves, not seeing the man as a competition, rather seeing the man as as a counterpart that wants to help us achieve our aims and our objectives in order to materialize whatever activity that we intend on accomplishing to meet the milestone.
Mm, 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 mm. So from what you are saying, if I could understand you well, it means that women have got a lot to do if they really want to work together to bring that change and that level of leadership that they need. Now let me ask you, do you think government policies really favor women, or they are geared towards helping women to really also scale up?
Well, in the Gambia, a lot of focus is placed on women because when you look at the agricultural sector, over 67% of those that work on the farm are women and youths. Now, this goes far beyond to show that all the commercial agricultural practices that have been handled in the Gambia are actually done by women. So, series of projects have focused on women. In fact, we have gone to the extent of having Gambia Women Chambers of Commerce and Industry in the Gambia that supports women affairs. We also have a sector that's dedicated to women affairs. Do you understand? So all of these things are trying to push to us that women support. The government is putting a lot of emphasis and support by international donor organizations like SheTrade. We have recently launched a project called The Roots. And women are highly encouraged, even in various institutions. Women are now encouraged to participate, send in their CVs in order, they in fact going the extra miles of motivating them, incentivizing them in various ways that can add interest to what they do. So in Gambia, we focus on women a lot, and that's why most of us have started ascending to the cadre and having a better scope of what we're doing in the Gambia.
Wow, wow. Now, Rifath, let me come back to you. Do you think government policies are geared towards supporting women to really lift themselves up to where they have to be?
Indeed, there are numerous policies, especially here in Ghana. There are policies. But the problem is not just the policy, the implementation of the policy. Because when a policy is out there, it does not take effect on its own. We would have to make sure the policy activate its well on the ground. But here lies the case that when women push themselves, we are there to block them. Like you put it earlier on, that we seem to have some fear. In entrepreneurship, for instance, there is a lot of policies that is helping both men and women in the area of youth empowerment. But a policy that will make sure that these women, when creating their own business, there is a low cost of business registration cases, what we call, I'm not getting the word, taxes. You see, when you come to entrepreneurship in Africa, for instance, women are now the leading factor in entrepreneurship in Africa. But the policies that will make this entrepreneurship a very cool venture for the women to thrive. And when women thrive in this entrepreneurship, it would, at the long run, help we the men, because they're going to create economic ventures for us to get a job to do. And so it would reduce unemployment drastically. But the policies and the measures that we would have to implement seriously to make sure the environment is friendly for the women to thrive to success is missing. It's missing. Women are denied of, in most of the cases, women are denied of bank loans to expand their businesses. Why? Because they don't have collateral. Two, because they don't have the properties to show in case they are not able to meet their loan payment. These properties can be used in quashing the loan. It's not there. And so because they don't have the properties, they don't have the collateral advantage, they tend to lack the support. And this is something that is hindering women in their quest to become economic independent, which in the long run will also open a door for men. And so if there could be out of the policy, there would be a drastic implementation, making sure that, okay, women or the young people who are entering into entrepreneurship, these are the convenient environment that is protecting them, making sure that they do not have to walk through all their blood to get before getting money in order to have access to a bigger platform to expand their businesses or their entrepreneurship. Banks, for instance, they must push the policy to making sure that there should be some guidelines that will favor the women. You necessarily do not have to get properties or collateral before you get your loan to expand your business. So these are the challenges. It is not just the policy. The policies are there all right, but the implementation is what is the problem.
Wow. It's getting quite interesting, and I love some of the comments that you are really making. But let me come back to Joy. Now, Joy, let me ask you this, right? You see, when we look at the likes of the Rosa Parks, the Oprah Winfrey's, the Winnie Mandelas, and all those kind of people, they play their part. Now, do you think your generation, you are ready?
Well, that's an interesting question to ask, considering the statistics that I've given so far about women literacy in Africa. We are ready. The mere fact that we have dedicated our lives to learning the right way, the right path, it means we're willing to change the status quo of political activities in Africa. I mean, most of us are now venturing into different lines of advocacy. If you look from the 80s downwards to the early 20th centuries, we could see that there have been diversification in terms of advocacy activities in African context, because usually it was all about human rights, women rights, feminism, etc. Now women are saying that, okay, we just don't want to focus on those human rights because a lot has been achieved by women. We now want to focus in our generation. We now want to focus on the economical benefits of what we are driving at, because in order for development to happen, we must focus on the economical benefits. The macroeconomics is important. The microeconomics is important. How do we make sure that our people enjoy from the World Trade Organizational treaties and other treaties? Recently, there have been a launch of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Now, how can women benefit from this? Hence, most of the women are business individuals. They are usually the ones that use the borders, within the cross-sectional of the African region. Now, in our generation, with the amount of technology that is within our reach, we have used it. I mean, for someone like me that's in business, Mega Key, for instance, we capitalize on the utilization of technology to ascend to where we are today, considering the last time we were interviewed, and today a lot has changed. And I remembered we were talking about the Tono Elomilo Foundation, and we mentioned a lot of things about research. And I'm proud to say that Mega Key have been accepted for the 20 Illuminous activity. Now, these type of things are things that we need to drive pride on to show that African women, African young ladies, African young female leaders are willing to change the status quo. We don't want to be corrupt like our forefathers were. We want to do better. We want to raise a generation of powerful women. I mean, yes, Oprah Winfrey is in America, but we have those that are capable, competent, super smarter than these individuals that may be in the Western world because of the opportunities they've got. We got the same opportunities and we make the best out of it. And yes, we are ready to be more than those people. In fact, we're ready to change that entire status quo to say we are bringing a new line of an artificial intelligence system. We can't do this. Country like China, for instance, they're working on artificial intelligence and wanting to beat the American market. Africans, what are we doing? As female, we have seen innovators. Over time, women are owning farms in terms of the agricultural perspectives of things. Women are owning banks. In fact, they are becoming chair ladies of bank board members now. We see all of this happening. Classical example, a country like Nigeria, a country like South Africa. Women are being constantly given the opportunity. A country like the Gambia, women are constantly given the opportunities to rise beyond every measure. And if you look when it comes to peace building as well, women are often put in the forefront because one, we are your wives, whether you like it or not. We get to learn about the male counterpart, how you behave, how we also learn how to talk to you in order to negotiate better with you. So women, we are such elements of surprise that men cannot do without us, and neither can we do without you guys. So we go side by side, and that's why the adage says, beside every successful man is a woman, because we work leg by leg. God forbid, we've seen what had happened in Tanzania, right? He had a strong woman. If the woman wasn't strong and competent enough, she wouldn't be the president today. She would not be the commander today. So these are things we drive pride about, and we are learning, and we are sure that we can do better than our ancestors. Hence, we have better technological abilities. My take.
Wow, 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 wow. That's quite interesting. Now, Rifath, let me talk about culture. Do you think culture has really affected the empowerment of women in terms of their unity and the way they can work together to really become a formidable force in terms of getting to where they want to be in the leadership dispensation or making a difference on the continent?
If you take the cultural aspect in this context, in the African culture, women are the pivotal object in unity. When they are in the house, they make sure there's peace in the house. They bring everybody together. So culture in Africa has played a positive role in women development by making sure that the women lead the people in the family and then in the community. But when you come to the top there, where decision is made to run or to rule the community, that is where women are being drawn off, because there is a tendency belief that women place is the home and then the family, but not beyond the home and family. And so in the aspect of home leadership, culture has played a good role. But from the family and then the community to the top there, that is where culture has placed a deliberate hinder on women, where it has projected men as superior to women. And so in the top, culture is not doing well, because culture and religion is just a thin difference. Culture and religion. Now, most of we men are still defending the notion and the mythical belief that women's place is the home and then the family, because of some assertion in our religious and cultural practices. And I have said it in a short article that these are not justified, because the world has come a long way where men have ruled, men has led, yet we are crying as if we have never tried to solve problems. And so the question is, if men claim and society claim that men are the way to solving challenges, why then do we continue to cry whenever there's problem? It means there's something we need to go back, and the going back is to bring in the women aboard. I mentioned earlier that COVID has come to justify these claims. If you look at the countries that was able to fight COVID-19, are countries that are led by women. Germany, for instance, despite this COVID that has hit Europe severely, Germany is able to stand on its feet, led by a woman. Now, Germany The topic is in Africa, but I'm just drawing the outside continent to make some point here. Now, Germany is the strongest economy in Europe, led by a woman. If you go to Finland, if you go to Iceland, if you go to Norway, these are leaders who have made sure that COVID do not paralyze their economy. Where men-led countries are crippling. And so where do we get the answer from? The answer is simple. Let's open up and make sure the women take part.
Wow.
In time past, there have been, history will confirm this, there have been few women. If you come to Ghana in the Asante Kingdom, a history of Yasantua, this is one woman who at the least, when the Asante Kingdom could have been paralyzed or weakened forever, this is a woman that stood in front of the men and fought for her kingdom. And so if a century ago, women had this courage, and not only in Ghana here, there have been similar women across Africa who has played a very tremendous role in making sure that their community and their empire or their kingdom is well structured, ruled with unity, love. So why are we deceiving ourselves? And we are not deceiving ourselves. We are only doing something that at the end is implicating ourselves.
Wow. This discussion is really taking us to a different level, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, Joy, what is your take on cultural barriers that you think is preventing women from getting to the top?
Thank you very much. This is an eminent issue that you've just raised. You see, the issue of culture, we must learn to separate the wheat from the chaff. I think it's very essential here. The moment we do that, then women can easily be placed in positions. Now, I drive an example for myself. I am the only child, and because I'm an only child and being a female, there is a specific assumption or expectation of myself as a female that I need to get married on time, that I need to take care of, start owning myself, a family, blase. But the emphasis is not just on me getting a job, or if you cannot get to the top if you do not have a husband. This is mostly the challenges, one of the major cultural challenges we have. You know, as young people that are trying to come up, they expect that you need to be married before you get a certain position or before you gain certain profile in a society. You must recognize with a man by your side. I mean, in this millennial age, that women have started being nurtured into education. We understand what it means by population control. We cannot wake up and just get married to any man out there and then we start rearing children without any training for them. We must make budgets. We must make plans for our generations to come. We must try to offer them a better lifestyle or livelihood or life standard, you know, compared to what our parents had for us. Because proper planning brings about a developed nation. You cannot say because of culture you force your child to get married. Sometimes they force you to the extent of you fall into fire. But if you had taken your time to understand who you're trying to deal with, what you're trying to achieve, then you get to the level, you get yourself a good job, then you can be a very supportive wife. There could be peace at home. Because what brings about problems at home is when the man is consistently bringing income into the home or sustaining the home, then the woman is just there. Yes, you're working, you're trying to fix things up. But if you wake up you have yourself a plan and say, from this time to this time, 1 hour or 2 hours, I use it to tackle all my home chores. And after which I have to rush out to work, close by this time, use the logistics available to get all the cooking, whatever you need to get to make sure that things can really work easier for you and then you can still work. Or better still, let our husbands allow us to work from home. Let them not disturb us if you're working from home. Now, in terms of culture, these are not really made available. People are not yet acquainted to remote working. And this COVID-19 that we are in, I think has been a learning curve for all of us in Africa that we must capitalize on the little technological opportunities that we have to ascend, because countries, the West, for instance, that's how they have been able to move on. I mean, let's look at the manufacturing industry, for example. Although we know that you have to be on ground to work as a manufacturer, but as an administrator to a manufacturing company, you can be remote. You can work remotely from where you are in order to monitor, evaluate, because there would be AI system, artificial intelligence system that are mounted around. So with culture, we have to adapt, through either the cultural behaviors of our societies, or cultural behavior or organizational behavior of our environment, which also entails culture, how we behave, how we treat human beings, how we, relate. Our relationships capabilities or skill sets have to be improved along the way. Well, in Africa, I feel that we have to relook at some of our cultures, because it has become detrimental that young women can no longer grow further, because they will start making stories about you, they will start trying to demoralize you, become very sentimental over issues that are not supposed to be, rather than supporting the female counterpart to move and say, yes, you can do it. Although you may be going through some crisis, just take it easy, keep calm, and things would get better.
Wow. I think I like the fire and the passion, because I think when it comes to women, you really love the comment. I'm loving the comments, and I think you guys are really doing a very good job. Now, Rifath, there is one thing that I believe in. Yeah, I always say this, that we talk about Black Lives Matter, we talk about Black people emancipation and all those kind of stuff. All those things, if we talk without economic emancipation, without economic power, still nobody will listen to us. Now, the world will only listen to Black people when we have got a strong economy. Now, it's in terms of women. Do you think women are economically emancipated, or they are really working hard to, because you see, they can rub shoulders with the men when they can stand on their own. They can fight the men when they can stand on their own. They can really be successful when they are economically free. Do you think women are on that path?
A very brilliant question here. For now, women in Africa are the saviors of Africa in terms of the economy, independence, the dependency of economy. Because World Bank has this report that Africa is the only region in the world where more women than men choose to become entrepreneurs.
Wow.
You understand? And so this tells that men, on the other hand, are job seekers, where women are job creators. And for you to have economic independence is where you solve problems for humanity. And so here, women are solving problems for humanity. And so in Africa, women, from the study here, we have to take it seriously and make sure we give women the necessary environment that will cushion their way to economic prosperity. Because when that happens, it is going to affect men positively. But if they create the jobs, it is not only women that are going to fill up in these workplaces. Men equally will be in. And this will be the solution to economic independence or economic reliance on other continents and other countries.
Wow.
The study is there. Women are doing so well. And there was a study by MasterCard Foundation which projected Ghana as the leading country where women are into entrepreneurship. Ghana attained, I think, 36%. And it's not only Ghana here. With the help of its neighboring countries in Africa. Let's take Rwanda as a case study. Rwanda is the only country in the world with over 50% women representatives in the parliament and in public service. I think in the public service, they are about 60% or more. And then in parliament, 56 or more percent. And look at the rate at which Rwanda is developing now. All these are signals that in situations where women are leading or women take strong or women are enough in the decision making, it helps in the smooth acquisition of success. The indicators are there. It is not lying to anybody. The indicators are there, physical, that we can all see. And so the point is, for now, for us to be independent, we must follow the study here and make sure women are really empowered. Because if men are there chasing work and women are creating their work, then it means we have to turn our attention on the women by empowering them, giving them the needful resources that will really empower them and also expand them to do more. And that will make Africa a bit more independent in terms of relying on other continents and other African countries for survival. Because now I always say that we are deceiving ourselves. We cannot be in our mother country and continent, Africa for that matter, and be criticizing some people from other parts of the world when something is going on wrong. But deep down in us, we implement same and even does it more. Black lives matter. Does our life really matter in Africa? No. So why don't we turn back at our own time and try to criticize similar problems somewhere? So for me, that area, I don't really talk about it because I realize we are deceiving ourselves. So the point is we have to realize that it has been a long time that we have deceived ourselves. This is the time. And from hence, we need to kickstart what is going to change us and change us for good. And it must start from the younger generation. Because for every nation, every country to have a successful future or a better future, it is not the elders. The elders just lay down the foundation, and then the generation coming will thrive on that foundation to make it better. But it seems we are not leaving a better example for the generation to pick up. So this is the time, once we have realized where we went wrong, this is the time we have to go back to restructure things and let the upcoming generation understand that this is the way to go. Then we are good to go because the women are setting the example by leading the way in entrepreneurship. It is clear.
Wow. Now, Joy, I want you to be very brief because of time. Economic empowerment. Do you think women are doing enough to liberate themselves to where they have to be?
From observation, if I am to be honest, I would not say yes. Considering my generation of young people, we could see the trends going on social media, etc., etc. What do young people, young females actually do, if not the promotion of prostitution? There is high rate of prostitution in our generation. And most of them want the easy way out. This is the problem that we're facing in our generation. Everybody wants to own an iPhone 11 star or 11 plus, or all these glamorous, luxurious things that if you have to calculate their net worth, it's not even up to. It's more, their net worth is less than the article that they are having on their hand as their own, and that leads me to ask, how did you get it? Where did you get it from? Where are you working to get such luxurious property or asset to yourself? And so my generation should really step up, because it is not just about looking beautiful outside. Men are no more looking, or employees are not looking for just your prettiness. Employees are looking for your intelligence. How focused are you? Because every employer looks forward to getting the cheese, the money. It's all about the money at the end of the day. That's the economical value that we're looking at. So if you cannot come to an institution, bring in money or income, nobody wants you to stay. And you don't also expect it to be taken far back to the ancient days when women are taken advantage of, when there were no rules and regulation governing women. In most society, in most African society, they take sexual activities or accusations very seriously, and anybody caught in that act will definitely dance to the tone. Hence, I'm saying that we have to focus on making ourselves better. We have seen the statistics of women in Africa growing on top, and most of these women that we see that they have given us high rate of literacy rate. We also want them to prove it to us, because for a very educated society, we expect to see significant change, significant input, a lot of entrepreneurship. We need to see a lot of scientists pouring out of Africa. We need to see a lot of computer scientists. These are things we expect to see in our generations as African women, because compared to Singapore, a country like Singapore that gained independence similar to most African countries, if you weigh the balance of education compared to Africa as well, they have significantly transformed their country. So this is what we expect for our African nation as well. Over to you, Mr.
Thank you very much. And I like what you said. In the nutshell, we are talking about professional prostitution. And that is what some young women are really going into. They don't want to work hard, but they want to get all the good things in life. But it's not all women. If we say all women, that is very unfair. But I would say some women are really not working. Now, when you go to Instagram, when you go to Facebook, some of the things that they show, look, it doesn't speak well. But that is why we have got the likes of Joy, we have got the likes of Rifath, that among all those what is happening, you are here as the change makers. There is one thing I always say, that we don't need the whole continent to change. We need a few people to change, and they are going to drive change for others to follow. When you go to the Western world, it's not everybody that is sensible, no. But they've created a strong system that makes everybody fit in to be sensible, because the system shapes you and directs your life. And that is what we need in Africa. We need a few change agents that are going to drive the continent on the path that we are supposed to be on. And that is why I find it so much joy that when I interview young people like you, who are against all odds, you are not taking no for an answer, but you are working so hard to really change the narrative on the continent. It gives me hope that, look, even if I want to give up on what I'm doing, when I look at the two of you, I can't give up, because I can see, even in ashes, there is a blessing in you guys. There is more for you guys to achieve. And I cannot wait to interview you guys the next 10 years, where I will be coming to your plot office as a CEO, where I will be coming to my cameras. That's why this platform has really grown, and we'll be traveling across Africa, interviewing all of you after 10 years. And this should be something to motivate you that the next 10 years, 5 years, I might be chasing you to see the development in your life. It's wonderful having you guys, and I've really enjoyed every bit of it. So before we go, I want to read some few comments. There are so many comments, yeah? And I've got Teresa Vonu saying, yes, professional prostitution. And I've got Nwamah Ellie saying, so true, Joy. I've got Nwamah also saying, yes, more empowerment for women as we take care of our community and country as if we are fighting for our family men. I don't get what she's trying to say there. Think of making money for their ego. Then I've got Sandra Javi saying, I'm enjoying the show as this highlights that women must work together and create more events to encourage women and organizations to collaborate to develop leadership. Both Rifath and Joy touched on this. That is a very powerful one. And I think Nwamah Ellie is saying culture and religion is a big part of the problem in Africa. Then Sandra is saying Nwamah will contact you after the show. Yeah, I think Joy is good to contact Sandra, because Sandra she's also passionate about the things of women. So you guys can work together, okay? Then I have got Nwamah say thank you, Rifath and Joy. Both points are equal. Sandra is saying thank you, Joy. I'm loving your passion and your stance that there are competent women in Africa who are equally talented as their Western counterparts, who are in fact powerful leaders, but need more support to allow more diversity and equality and opportunities to show these untapped and underutilized skills. I have got Ruth Naomi Boy saying, I'm really enjoying this. She also said, women, let's support each other and stop competing with each other. Look, the comments are so many. People have really fallen in love with you because of your powerful discussion. And I want to thank all of you for really coming on the show. For you that watched us, we encourage you to share this. If you are watching us for the first time, like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT, because the time have changed now. So 7 p.m. GMT, we are always here. Don't change the dial. Share this for somebody to have an opportunity to watch this program again. Let your young people, your children, let them watch this interview. That if these young people are speaking this way, if your child cannot come and sit on this TV at this age, to really come with confidence to speak the way these two young people are speaking, then trust me, your children need to really be watching this show to really gather that confidence for them to learn from other young people. Tuesdays are dedicated for young people, and we always bring young people on the show on the continent of Africa and the diaspora to come and share knowledge and also share their stories to inspire other young people. Rifath and Joy, it's been wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you so much. I have personally learned a lot from Joy. Joy is so phenomenal. Very awesome young lady. Yeah. Thank you for having us, and thank you to all the fans who also commented and adding their voice to the discussion. It's a collective fight. We must not leave it to just one side of the issue. We must all step our foot in the muddy war and then make sure we all have a unified and inclusive society. Thank you.
Wow. Joy, your last word to everyone watching us.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for lending us your ears and viewership of our very own brother to T2I TV UK. Oscar, I must say thank you for supporting young people like us and giving us the opportunity to express knowledge little acquired. And I must say thank you to my brother Rifath as well for the kind gesture. You're indeed a phenomenal man that we look forward to growing together. And for all those beautiful commentators, please don't forget to, you can add me up on Facebook. My name is Joy Nwamah on Facebook, and you can follow our business page called Mega Key Consultancy on our Facebook page and our website, www.megakeyconsultancy marketingagency.com to know what we are more about. And let's stay in touch and keep watching T2I TV UK.
Thank you. And Joy, I think your email address, the Mega Key, I think you missed the Y. So have a look at it and give the email address. Yes. So if you want to, thank you very much. God richly bless you. I see you guys on Thursday, 7 p.m. GMT. Don't change the dial because we are coming back with another powerful discussion on Thursday. Thank you, and God richly bless everyone. See you guys.
Bye.